The quest for the perfect screenshot tool continues, and today it's a ScreenRec, a tool that I never used, but I hope it's so good that it can replace the one that I'm using right now. Although I'm happy with it, but I like the change and learning new skills. And yeah, ScreenRec. So before we begin, very important to understand what the screenshots are used for. I understand everybody have their different uses, but I'm professional documentation writer. I can take hundreds of screenshots a day, not kidding, and sometimes even GIFs. And then I just post them immediately to a document, be it a web document or Word document or whatever document it is. So the screenshot needs to go to my clipboard. I open support requests and I provide proofs. So with screenshots, I do everything with screenshots. I send them to every social media, email, whatever is required. Screenshots are alive. I demand screenshots from others and I create them myself on a daily basis, not just to create new documentation, but to prove anything, to make a point or whatever. Okay, so the screenshots tools are going to be validated on a simple term. It's basically going to be some configuration initially because no screenshot tool should work out of the box the way you want it to. It's not possible. It's not how the tool, like how the whole concept works, right? But then we'll see how it captures the screenshot itself, how it deals with editing them, exporting them. It's very important that you need to save the screenshots and be able to put them into your clipboard at least, how fast it is, and also extra features like can I record videos, GIFs, OCR images, do a combination of all of those things, maybe record audio notes and everything. I know that my screenshot tool that I'm using right now supports it, so I'm not expecting every screenshot tool to have it, but those are nice additional features. And so let's begin. So we will go with ScreenRec. And when you start ScreenRec for the first time, it appears, well, it did not show the pop-up, but it has this thing here on the right, immediately like attached to your desktop, and you can remove it because no, it sits there at all times. This is very weird. So we will go, and ScreenRec is tuned to do video recording in addition to audio. Unfortunately, there are no microphones or cameras on this. So we can do, for example, system audio, recording quality HD, and it immediately says, well, you need to sign in. We're not going to do it. Okay, and Alt S is stop the capture, instart share link. Probably it uploads stuff somewhere. Media sharing is currently disabled. Create a free cloud account, instant, secure, and fast sharing of your images. And that is very, very interesting. So maybe they make money by hosting, but basically that's all we get. Okay, so I must figure out. Okay, what do we have? It says 1, 2, 3, and it tries to record it. It has a 5-minute limit, and basically, can I drag and drop it someplace? Can I move it around at all? I don't see a way to do it, not an immediate, not an apparent one, so we're going to stop. And then it allows you to download it or put it in web or something like that, and that's about it. Okay, so that was a recording, but usually they are pretty similar. This is how the screenshot looks like. You just drag and just drag the cursor on your screen, so it shows the pixels, the amount of pixels in the right, but it doesn't have the magnifier that would indicate how precise you are. Not really necessary, but nice to have. And here it has a quote that blocks text behind it. Can it be? Yeah, there is opacity. Let's see if it makes the text opaque as well. Okay, the text is, I'm not really sure. Yeah, the text is losing its magic, but it's not opaque. We can make it smaller or bigger, which is super nice. And what else do we have? Another quote. So that's all we get. We can have a rectangle that is filled or not filled with content. A selection of colors, very limited selection of colors actually. And so the border of the rectangle, and yeah, we can change those colors. An arrow that has no control over it at all, except for colors, and some text, which is a non-blocking text. I see that doesn't have a frame around it, and it's not blocking. So that's all of the editing features. And then when we save it, you need to save as the file. When we open the gallery, when we click to open the gallery, what we see is nothing really. So let's try the gallery once more, and there is our gallery. So it has images, and you can sort by date, and you can, question is, can you continue editing? No, it's just the name of the file. So you cannot return to editing, or can you? You can. And you cannot edit old stuff. You can just add to it. So that's everything that this screenshot tool is doing for you. That is a little bit disappointing. We go to settings, and that's all it has for us. Okay, so that's a tool. Whoa, that's why it exists. Why it exists. Pay for cloud storage, but cloud storage is free for some of or many of the things. You can do OneDrive, you can do Google Drive, at least. You can do YouTube for storing your videos eventually. And why pay money to ScreenRec for that? And in terms of its functionality, it's very similar to Windows game capture or snippet tool, but with less functionality. That is really weird. Why this exists, I don't know. So let's review the scoreboard over here. So initial configuration, very limited. I mean, it exists, but what's the point? Capturing screenshots, not nice at all. It's super bulky, and it has this panel on the right, and that you cannot really turn off properly. Editing screenshots is super limited to a point where I would prefer to just have it in my clipboard, which doesn't exist over here, and paste it into Microsoft Paint or something. Exporting doesn't exist at all. I mean, the save as is not an export. Save as is just, I don't even know how to call it. Speed, bad speed. Extra features, the video, why it exists. Why would I capture a region of my screen that is supported by so many tools without the ability to even move it around or something? It looks like a student project, so I definitely do not recommend it. It's like, I think this video would be called "I used whatever tool it is." I don't know. What's the name of the tool? ScreenRec. So you wouldn't have to. Wow, I'm seriously disappointed. This is the first time I review software that I genuinely don't like. Oh, yikes. Okay, well, I'll see you in the next video. Go away now.